So what we're going to talk about now is let's go through the psychology behind the portal tour, because there is a psychology behind what I say and why I say it. And that's normally how I explain it. And I apologize for the little things we had there, but that's the first time we've ever done it that way, and we'll get better at doing it that way, because I think it's important to see how the appointment goes and to see how simple it is. It's not rocket science. It's a 15-minute run-through, because here's the thing. I am not trying to get them as a customer. I'm not trying to get Chris as my customer. He might come there thinking I'm trying to get him to sign up and use my shop.com, which if I'm not, because what I'm really trying to get him to do is ask me that million-dollar question, which is, how does this work? That's it. If he doesn't, like when I got done there and I asked him, there's also a business, he already agreed with me he would use the service, correct? He said he would. So he's thinking, yeah, I would use it. So then when I say there's actually a business behind this, would you be interested in seeing how it works? Most people would be intrigued and say, yeah, why not? That's the million-dollar question, because now he wants to see it. So now let's talk about why we do it and what I said here that was kind of, I repeated a few things throughout that. Some of you may have caught them, some of you may not. I keep reiterating, we don't make our money off the customers. We make our money off the advertisers and retail stores that use this affiliate marketing program. There's a reason I do that. The reason I do it is when people sit down with you to see your shop.com site, it's usually family and stuff in the beginning. They're suspicious, right? They're like, oh, you're making some money off me, and they don't like the idea. It's human nature, sorry.
Right.
So you have to explain where the money comes from and how it works. And it truly, in affiliate marketing and shop.com, that's how it works. We're not making our money off Chris using that site. We're making our money off the store that he was going to buy that item from anyway. Anyway, that's the beauty of this. So we do that. I'm also trying to get him to participate with me using those phrases and things I did. He did it. He went, when I said, what do they do to the commercials? I didn't say, so they fast forward right through the commercials. I said, so they come home late at night, they record their favorite shows, and what do they do with commercials? And you didn't see it. He went like this, and he said, fast forward. And he pushed the invisible remote. He's in.
Let me ask you a question. You asked me to be by your side because you feel uncomfortable with him alone and everything. So what is my part? I actually don't know. What is my part?
No, and normally that was just odd the way we were doing it. Normally, if I was doing it with you as my partner,
right.
First of all, you may be brand new in the business and may not know how to do the portal tour run through by yourself.
Which I did.
You're learning.
Right.
You're learning, number one, because this is always, we do this as a team. I'm going to teach him how to do what I do. After I do it a few times with him, and really his only job there would have been to, when I get excited, I would have maybe said, you could say, oh, are you going to show him the travel? Are you going to show him, well, you know where I'm going to go with it?
Fine.
And so basically, what I want to do is, I want Yardley and me to get excited about this stuff so that Chris sees, these guys are excited about this business they're building, which we are, obviously. But if I try and get excited with Chris by myself, it's just weird, and it comes off salesy. If there's two of us there, we're literally excited about this, so that's the reason I bring somebody. And I've tried it by myself, and it just doesn't work. And I don't know what, it's just something, it's a psychological thing. It comes off salesy if I'm by myself, but if we're doing it, Chris also wants to be part of something because we're going somewhere with this. We're a team. We're doing this, and he's thinking, I want to be part of what they're doing. And when he sees the price and sees how inexpensive it is to get started, he's like, I want to join your team. Let's do this. This makes sense. He'd already used it as a partner. That's the reason I bring somebody.
I missed that coaching tip this afternoon when we were chit-chatting.
Because
in all honesty, I was biting my tongue like, do I keep my mouth open? Do I keep my mouth shut?
Sorry,
I remember. I was
but that's okay. This is a learning. This is what we're doing.
Okay.
We're learning here. So now you understand why you want to bring a partner.
Absolutely.
And I've had people say to me, and again, this is why we're doing this, so you can learn what works and what doesn't, and why am I going to do it this way versus doing it that way. The reason, I've had people say to me, I don't have any partners, I'm by myself. I say, bring your brother-in-law or your friend. I don't care if they're not even in the business, but tell them, act excited. Right? It's not rocket science here. We're just having fun, okay? And listen, we can have fun here. It doesn't matter if everything goes perfect. We're all in this business to have fun.
Are you guys having a good time?
I mean, let's have fun with it too. So we're trying to get it through those actions, and he did it. So this is that. As soon as I see them participating, what happened is as soon as they do that, everything changes psychologically. Because now he's not watching the presentation. He's telling me that's the way it was. He said, they fast forward through, and I said, you're right, Chris, they do. When they said, what do you think happens to the price? I didn't tell him the price goes down. I asked him a question, and he told me the answer, because he was right. I've yet to have anyone get the answer wrong, okay? I'm setting him up for it, but you know what I mean? He got it. He told me. The difference is he now sees the logic behind it and says, yeah, he's right. That is the way it works. That's what I was trying to get him to do, because that changed everything now. Now he's interested in trying to think, yeah, that is how it works. So he's agreeing with me, and that is where everything switches over, and people were missing it when they were showing people their shop.com site. There was also two other things that they were doing. They went into the appointment thinking, I want to get you as a customer, so I'm going to sit down. If I went into that appointment thinking I want to get Chris as a customer, guess what? I would get Chris as a customer. I don't want Chris as a customer. I want Chris to join my team and be a business partner and build a monster with me and create a huge shopping annuity and make money. We're going to talk about what the shopping annuity means in a few minutes. But if I go into that appointment with the intention of Chris becoming my partner, guess what's going to happen? He's probably more likely to become my business partner. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I want Chris to join my team. So that's why this is not to get him a customer. If he wasn't interested, when I got done, if he wasn't interested and said, no, and when I asked him about the business, or if he didn't ask me about the business, at that point I would just let him sign up to use the service for free and let him use Shop Buddy and book his vacations through my site. We're all happy. Do you understand? Shop Buddy, Yardley taught me this 2 years ago, and I said, he's right. We were at a training, and Yardley said, people don't want to worry about going to shop.com. Why can't we have something that just reminds them to do it? People just want to shop. Shop Buddy does that. When those hands went up, those people that haven't bought anything have not downloaded Shop Buddy. That will remind them, and we're going to talk about how we do that when we get into the internet marketing part of this. But that came from Yardley, and as soon as he said it, I said, he's on the money. He's got it. And we just took it and said, let's do something with it and make it happen. So let's do the live portal tour, which we already did. You'll notice when I did it, there was 5 key keys. Now, why did I keep? Because there's a lot of stuff on that portal I didn't talk about, right? You don't need to. What my goal was to show them e-gifts and gift registry, to show some cutting-edge technology. You don't even have to click on. You don't even have to click on it like I did. You could just explain how an e-gift works. You're just explaining, because honestly, e-gifts is more for us as distributors to use and for our customers and stuff. What I'm trying to do with Microsoft, I'm trying to show how we've got some really cool technology. That's my goal with that. And then I do the same with gift registry. Then I get into comparative shopping. The reason I'm going to hit on comparative shopping is because that is enticing to people. Because people shop online to save time or money or both. Can you agree with me? It's true. That's why they shop online. That's why it's convenient, and usually you can get great deals. So that also, when I hit on comparative shopping, it gives me the ability, oh, that's nice, to hit on Shop Buddy and Price Alert, because those are two really cool technologies too that nobody else has. So that's why it's one stop and I get to go there. Then I hit on our branded products. Why? Because we're a product brokerage company. Absolutely. We've got fantastic products. How many people in here use our products? All of us, right? They're great. OPC3 saved me from a knee replacement. I've been on 5 years, never had my knee replaced. My orthopedic surgeon said, I need my knee replaced. I said, no, I don't. I'm taking OPC3, and in 5 years, and I haven't had my knee replaced, and I feel great. So what he told me is, he goes, there's nothing else I can do for you. Your next surgery is a new knee replacement. Guess what? He didn't know about OPC3. Right. So then I go into, I don't get deep into the products, though, honestly, in a shop.com overview. Why? You don't need to. You're going to go over all that when I sit down and show Chris the plan now, because Chris asked about the business. When I get into the business plan, we're going over the product.
Well, you also have the home shopping list.
I have the home shopping list. He already did. He already knows he uses 53 products. And we'll just explain, you would start transferring your dollars because it's going to pay you when you see the business plan. Now, have you seen the business plan yet? Okay, so when you do, this will all make sense. No, because the idea is we transfer our spending and get paid, but we can buy anything and everything. That's the beauty of it. Shop travel, I hit on travel twice usually. You can do it if you want to hit on daily deals. I didn't there because for time. But shop travel, I always click on because he agreed with me. He's not a big online shopper. A lot of people aren't. That's okay. But I always ask him, I know for a fact 99% of the population buys their airlines and hotel reservations online. Mm-hmm. And he agreed he does. So I'm like, that's okay. Just use it for that. And he's like, especially when you can show him the deals, travel is a hot button. Travel for all. Anybody in here that wouldn't like to travel more, would you raise your hand for me? We all want a vacation, right? Most of us want to take more vacations, relax. We can show people how in this economy, some people have talked to people. I talk to people that just get married. They can't afford to take a honeymoon. So I'm like, let me show you how. Let me show you how. We'll show you how to use this stuff. So if nothing else, he's intrigued, but he would use it for that if nothing else. Fair enough? So that was the goal here. And then I wrap it up with the auctions and daily deals for another reason. Why? What did it come right back to? Travel. Travel, travel, show them the travel and all the deals. Because travel is a hot button we all want it. And my thinking behind that is, I want them leaving this meeting with me, if nothing else, immediately thinking, I would use that. And what usually happens is they run home and tell their husband or wife or whoever, their significant other, yeah, I saw the coolest thing today. We can get these vacation packages for this, that, and the other thing. They do that because they're like, we want to travel, right? That's it. That's why I keep it to those simple things. The home shopping list, we kind of explained already.
Right.
It's a crucial step. Don't skip it. Because when we start talking about product brokerage and how the business works, if he doesn't understand that he's already buying these products anyways, I don't want Chris to buy something that he didn't want or need. That would just be foolish. If you're going to try and tell someone, you need to buy stuff to make money, well, that doesn't make any sense to any of us, right? I need to explain to him with this, you're already buying this stuff. I've had some people check off 112 items.
Right.
I mean, the average person, though, uses about 50 to 55 items on there. So he's already buying 53 items that he can now buy from himself. But if you skip that, they don't really understand product brokerage. They don't when you say there's a transfer buy involved because they're like, what do you mean I got to buy stuff? I'm like, no, you already buy stuff. Look, you're already buying. This is not buying something you didn't want. This is just transferring the brand and getting paid for it. Right. So that's really the beauty behind that, too. So then I do the portal tour. Jump in here. You notice when I started off with the Yahoo. I asked him where he got his email. The reason I did that is you need to explain where the money comes from. You have to take this step to explain where the money comes from. Otherwise, like I said, they get suspicious. They think you're trying to make money off them. People, it's human nature. So that's why I just asked him, you go here primarily, get your mail and stuff, check the news, whatever it might be, and at the end of the month, they mail you a check. And he did exactly what I wanted to. He goes, oh, yeah, and then he just kind of laughed it off and said, yeah, right, a big fat check. You know what I mean? That's what usually happens. This happens the same every time. That was my intention. I wanted to say that. And we laugh a little bit, and I say, no, they don't, but they should, because the advertising pops up on the screen, and he'll agree with me. Yeah, he goes, that is right. They should.
They're paying Yahoo.
Yeah, right. It is. It's the same thing. And here's the thing, too. He might have used Gmail, or I can't remember, AOL. It doesn't matter what they say. That was another thing I wanted to point out. Don't get hung up if you have Yahoo up and he says Gmail. It doesn't matter. He understands if he uses AOL or Gmail or Hotmail, they're all the same, right? It's just a homepage.
And MSN or whatever else.
They're all the same. It doesn't, 99% of the time they'll say one of those, and you can say, oh, you use that, I use Yahoo, but you understand how they work, and they always say yes, because that's the way they work. They're just a homepage.
Right.
Then you jump over to your portal, and you start your portal tour by explaining, we do the same thing, except we are going to pay you. It's free to use, and always have yourself signed in as the customer, okay? Now, I've had people ask me and they say, do you have them register as a preferred customer? And a lot of people were registering them as a preferred customer and then walking through the portal tour. And I said, no, because I want to show him cash back. Now, you notice on my live one, there was $130, $128 or something. And this was just the other day, or this was a screenshot 6 months ago. I've already gone past my mark, brought it down, and brought it past this. Do not have $1.18 in there. You all understand what I'm saying? We're not in this business for cash back, are we, Yardley?
No, we're not.
We're in this business for commission checks. So what I'm using this for, and listen, I'm not opposed to it. You don't have to have $300. My rule of thumb is when my wife and I bring that up over $150, we'll spend it down to $75. We'll just redeem it on one-cart stores or whatever, which we're going to talk about, how we can use that. But I don't want you to have $1.18 in there and keep spending it down, because what we're trying to do is show cash back. I want to get Chris' attention with the $128 or whatever. So he's saying, and I'll explain that's free money. And if you're using your site like we're going to talk about tonight, it starts with us transferring our spending, buying the things we were going to buy anyway from ourselves. That accrues quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
He's the fan of white. Yes, it does, sir. So you come over here. Now you start your portal tour, and it's very simple. I start with e-gifts, and I explain the e-gifts just like you saw me do. I'm not trying to get him to create an e-gift. I'm just trying to explain cool technology. That's it. Just want to understand we're working with Microsoft. We're developing some patented cutting-edge technology. You don't have to get all fancy. Where you go wrong is you try and jazz it up too much. Just keep it simple. Chris doesn't care probably about creating an e-gift. He's just thinking, that's kind of cool, whatever. He's not going to go home and run home and create an e-gift. I'm not trying to get him to. I'm just trying to get him to see that it's neat technology. That's it. He probably isn't interested.
And we'll be covering e-gifts later, just how to use it for yourself as a business owner to send to your guests, okay? So.
And if you want to, you can just point out how he could learn to do it with the video. That's it. That's where I go. Then I talk about gift registry, just like I did, again, to show the vision of where we're going with this. And in the future, when we have all these one-cart stores where you can shop from them and they're instant IBV, instant cash back, which is the vision of the company, this will make a lot of sense because no one will shop any other way. And that's all I'm trying to do. Just show cool stuff. Everyone with me? Okay. We go past that. Now I hit comparative shopping. The reason I always type in the same thing, there's a reason. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm just trying to give Chris an explanation of comparative shopping when we're sitting at this coffee shop and meeting. I knew I was going to say, maybe you're in the market for, I don't know, a TV. I always pick a TV. There's a reason I pick a TV. First of all, what am I trying to show?
That we have comparison shopping.
Comparison shopping. I want to show a good comparison. So before I go to the meeting with him at the coffee shop, I went up here before you guys walked in the room and I typed in Smart TV, Smart 50 TV. I always type in the same thing because it always gives me a great comparison and I know which TV I'm going to click on. I looked at this one, just like the one I clicked on, just similar, different though, but this is $849 or $1499. Which is he going to pick? Almost $700 difference. So this is a great comparison for me. So then when I come over here, again, I'll ask him, which would you prefer? Now, I've yet to have someone say $14.99, please.
Well, the great part about it is that when you did it live, the Adorama was $7.49, and what happened was that Sears was $7.47 with $16 cash. I'm sorry, Adorama was $7.47, and this was $7.49 with $14 or $16 cash back. So normally you would go to Adorama, which is in a New Jersey thing, and buy it for $7.47, but the challenge is you get $14 to $16 cash back on the $7.49, so you net it less from buying someplace else, which is pretty cool.
That's the power, and now see, Yardley, and if you're paying attention, you would explain that to them and show it, and that's really the beauty of that too. You're trying to just explain the comparison shopping and how they're going to get, even if he knew Sears was cheaper and Adorama wasn't, the cash back is the driving force here. Plus, if you pay attention to this, because I do this a lot, and a lot of times I'll just pick the same TV because I'm familiar with it. I didn't today, actually. I picked a different one because it was a better price swing. I watch these. I've picked the same TV like 4 days in a row just to do a comparison. These stores battle for the #1 spot now. This is when I said, what do you think happens to the price? That's the second psychological trigger. When I ask him, when all these stores can compete for your service, what do you think happens to the price when they can compare prices and no? What did I want him to tell me? But I didn't tell him that. I asked him the question, and he answered it. He said that it's got to go down. And he even pointed out. Again, he's now telling me that's the way it is. This is what you have to understand. We're not trying to just tell him everything and be done. I want him to tell me that that's the way it is because now he's agreeing with me. We're on common ground. He's participating with me, and it's his idea, not mine, as we go through this. And he's right. He is right about it. That's how it works. But the key was I've watched, and I want to stress this, I have watched people do this, and they said, yeah, they don't ask. They're not interested in the business. I said, and I went on appointments and watched them. They told them about it, and the person was just sitting there like, yeah, okay. They didn't wait.
What Carl's also teaching you, for you sitting in the audience, it's really simple. He's teaching you something called a soft close. And a soft close is getting the yes, 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 getting them engaged along the way. So this way, with that acknowledgement, the nod of the head, you're closing them all the way through, not just telling them and closing them at the end.
And it's simple. It wasn't very difficult because he knew the answer because that is how it works. And I've yet to have anyone get the answer. I mean, it's simple. But don't overcomplicate things.
Right.
And then you show them the cash back, and it also now gives me the chance to go into price alert. And I always do the same thing. I'll say maybe you want that TV, but you don't want the $849. It's too much. Simply click on the price alert. Explain how. And if you forgot, maybe this is another reminder. This is a good point. You're not going to do this perfectly when you start doing it. Practice. I've done a lot of these. You'll get better with practice. But if you forgot to talk about our partnership with Microsoft and that sort of stuff, when you trigger set price alert, you might say, oh, I never talked about Microsoft. You can now bring it back in and say, like I told you before, we're partnering with Microsoft. We're creating some cool technology. Or here you could throw it in, because you might forget. But it gives you a chance to talk about cool technology again. And you can show them how to type in the price, put in their email, virtually giving them a personal shopper. This is where you really start getting their attention. People like this feature because this works. Who doesn't like the idea of having a free service that will shop 24 hours a day for you for free? Right? To any price you want to pay. It's kind of like Priceline for everything. It really is. It's a neat service. How many people here use this regularly? Okay, we got to do better because this works.
Use
I
it
use
regularly.
price alert.
Oh, I don't. Sorry.
No, you're crazy. Price alert, he's crazy. Let me give you an example, and I'm going to get into it when we get into the presentation a little more, but Price Alert works for like my kids' Christmas list. I had them all create my list, and you know, I told them Santa shop's online now, kids, but whatever. But they created their my list, and then we went in and all the things knew we were going to get them. We just threw it in a Price Alert like a month or two ahead of time. It found almost everything. I mean, you can't put that TV in for $100, but if you're reasonable, it would probably find that one no problem. So you could save $100. Because it's just going to keep searching every day, and when it's probably a one-day only blowout sale at Adorama or one of those, you would have never thought to go there that day and search. So if you haven't tried this,
That's
Yardley,
pretty cool.
you need to use it. No, it is cool. See, he's learning something too. That's awesome. No, that's what it's all about. It's having fun with it. Now, wait, let me back up here. What I did here was if you notice what I did in that presentation, I didn't click on the cheapest store. Did anybody notice that? I said, maybe you want to pick Sears. I don't know if you noticed that. Sears wasn't the cheapest.
Correct.
It was a different one.
Although it had cash.
The reason I didn't do that is, what I was trying to do here is two things. I wanted to show that you can click on the store, but I wanted to make sure, what was I really trying to show them here? Shop Buddy, right. I checked, and the lowest store had Shop Buddy pop up, but they didn't have any good coupon codes today. So I just chose Sears instead, because I'm not trying to, it doesn't matter about that. There was two things I was trying to show him here. I was trying to show him that he's buying from Sears. He's not buying it from me. They're buying it from their favorite store with their store shipping policies and all that sort of stuff. But what I was really trying to show was how Shop Buddy was going to pop up and give him all those coupon codes. Sears just has a great coupon code program. So why not show him, make my point? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I chose Sears and not the store that was the cheapest. But it doesn't matter. He didn't even, what does he care what store I click? He doesn't care. So again, we're showing the concepts here. Don't get stuck on dots and stuff. And it is neat technology. Then I just jumped over to the products like I did. I clicked on them. And if I knew him, I don't know Chris, maybe if we were friends and I was sitting down to show Chris this and I knew he was interested in health and nutrition or something, I might have elaborated a little bit more on isotonics and the product line. Or if I was sitting down with a woman, I might have said, you know, I know you like cosmetics. We have a superior line of cosmetics, high-end line that we broker, or the skincare. If just customize it to who you're sitting with. Don't talk about every product. You don't need to, because when we do the business presentation, we're going to get into all that. So does everyone follow? We're not getting into that here. I'm just trying to get them where? In front of the business plan so that they can see what we all saw and join our team and make money. That's what it's all about. So just choose something you're interested in. I don't hang on there very long. Then I go up to Shop Travel. Why? Because travel's a hot button. Everybody wants to travel. And I just explained how we have all the different partner stores, but how Travelocity came to us. There's another reason I do this. I think it gives us a lot of credibility. That Travelocity said, look, this is what we're going to do. We want your customers. So we're going to create an exclusive site, and that's kind of how that's exactly what I said, if you notice. I said, so Travelocity came to us and said, we're going to create this exclusive site, which it is, for our customers. But remember, it's free to become a customer. There's no cost for you. You simply sign up and become a customer.
And you get special deals.
There you go, special deals. And that's another thing. People are like, it's free and I can save money. Why wouldn't Chris use this? And that's kind of what I'm trying to get him to think. And at this point, if he was coming to look at this because I said, hey Chris, I got a new site, and he'll go, what is it? And I'm saying, yeah, you can shop for stuff like airline tickets, hotels, and I can show you how to save a fortune. Let's get together for a cup of coffee and I'll show you how it works. He's probably going to say, oh, okay, whatever. It's not some big to do. You know what I mean? Was my goal with this, is we got all weird and tried showing everybody everything at once, and it's too much. So I said, let me just show you how this side of the business works. He's more than happy to grab a cup of coffee if we're friends or something. Maybe we knew each other for years, and he doesn't even know I have this business, but I tell him I started a new business. What is it? He's going to say, what kind of business? It's a string of internet franchises. What's he going to say? What's that? I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's kind of like an Amazon. We show people how to shop online, save money, but let me ask you a question. Do you ever shop? I know he's not a shopper because I've known him for years. I'll say, let me ask you a question, Chris. Do you ever shop online for things like airline tickets or hotel reservations? I know his answer is going to be yes. And while I'm asking him that question, guess what my head's doing? He's going to say yes anyway. I've yet to have anyone say no. Oh, I did. I had one travel agent, some European travel agent. No, I don't shop online for travel. But most of us do. So that's all I was trying to do there. Get him to, that he would, because if nothing else, he'll use it for that. And that's all I'm trying to do. There's something for everyone on our site, even if it's just travel. I'm cool with that. I am totally, would you agree? Let them use it for that, because most packaged vacation, that's where they spend some money. You know what I mean? You can talk thousands of dollars being spent through your shop.com creating IBV and cash back for them. It's just a good deal. So that's why I hit on that and just show them the coupon code, just as a little perk there. I'll show them that. Then I really like the auctions for a couple reasons. Again, it gives me a chance to go back to travel. But you notice I didn't jump right into travel. What I did was, you have to take the minute to explain it like I did. And I said, you might be familiar with some of those penny bid sites. They might not be, but a lot of people are, where you had to pay to bid and you buy these things. They should be illegal, really, I think. But they're kind of a scam where someone gets the product, but other people spend $60 bidding on it and got nothing.
Right.
I don't want them confusing this with that, so I take a minute to explain it. But I always click on jewelry, even if I'm sitting with a guy, because I'll say, maybe you want to give somebody a gift of a necklace or something. The reason I do that is I want to explain how it starts at $1 and there's no reserve, even if it's if it's a $20 pair of earrings or a $700 iPad. That's what I always say the same thing. When I do this presentation, I say the same thing every time. Same stupid jokes, same everything. I've had my partners sit with me and they go, you really do say the same thing every time. And I said, I know. It has to be duplicatable, right? We were talking about earlier. That's the whole point. But this is just a great way to show them $1, to explain that they're rolling the dice at $1. And that's what you're trying to explain, that everything starts at $1. But then I click right on travel. Because why? Everybody wants, every hand went up if we said who wants to travel. Absolutely. We all do. We all want a vacation more. Money's tight out there these days for people. How many of us have come across this? This economy has hurt a lot of people. The first thing that's going is what? Your vacation to Florida with your kids or whatever, because you just can't swing it. You got to pay your rent or your mortgage, you know what I mean? So I like this because this is very appealing to people, and it should be. And this site for travel, if you're not using this as a distributor to travel and show your friends and stuff how to use this, you're crazy. These deals are on here every single day. You could have gotten a trip to the Bahamas. I can go back on there. You can get a trip to the Bahamas right now. The current bid's $47, $3,200 package. You can get a trip to St. Martin. It was $153. It was a $2,500 package. I just pick Orlando every time because I like to be consistent. Because most people have kids and stuff.
And obviously it's available.
And it's available. And the point is, they always go for about $150. And I use these. These are decent hotels that you can go stay at right in Orlando. This is right outside Universal Studios, basically. Just a great package, but it's a hot button because people will use it because he told me. And I guessed it, but he told me that he's not really an online shopper. That's okay. Neither was I 5 years ago. I've learned how to transfer this now to make a lot of money and can making more money all the time because I was smart enough to know the future is online. Let me ask you all a question. How many people in here think we're going to do less online next year than we do this year? Would you please raise your hand? Oh, so we're all in agreement. You're in the right room. You're right. I say that, we're joking when I said that, but when I talk to people my age, sometimes Yardley or older, he's a year younger than me, but we have the same birthday. Isn't that weird? But when I talk to people my age, not his, and older, they sometimes freak out. They sometimes freak out when you start saying everything's going online, everything you got to go online, and this, that, and the other thing. But I'll look at them and say, I can see it in their eyes. They're like, oh yeah, I don't really want to think about it. I'll say, listen, love it or hate it. Would you agree you're not going to stop it? And the reason we're doing so well, there's an interesting statistic. If you went back, even just 5 years, and looked at the predictions for online shopping, we've far exceeded them. And at first they couldn't figure it out, and then they figured it out. There was a demographic that was not going to shop online, and we were talking about it today when you were teaching me about the generations.
Right.
And the demographic was the matures and the baby boomers. A lot of the baby boomers didn't like it. They didn't trust shopping online. Right. They didn't want to put their credit card information in. They cringed about it. I don't even want to think about everything going online. They're not going to stop it. But something changed, and here's what it was. They all went out and bought these, right? They all went out and bought smartphones. And then they said, hey, shopping online's cool. It's easy. I like the internet. Then they all went out and bought what? iPads. They went out and bought iPads and said, wow, shopping's really cool, and this is a neat stuff. And internet sales went where? right? Over $1 trillion like we're going to talk about. This is what we're talking about here. So when I look at, I bring that stuff up for a reason. You are in the right place at the right time. We just got to figure out how to take it to the next step. And that's really what we're doing.
I wanted to add an additional comment. The auctions is a great opportunity too for your groups to hold your own private challenge when you're doing a coring. Because if you can get and win a vacation for 7 days and 6 nights, wouldn't it be great to give it away to someone in your group for winning a challenge? It's like for $100, it's like, look, here's a 7-day vacation. It's like, it's a beautiful thing.
No, that's funny you say it. We do that.
Yeah.
We do that. And if I show nonprofits, I also show them how they can bid on these vacations and auction them off and make money on them. We use, there's a lot of different tools you can use. We're going to talk about the tools. That's why we're here tonight. We use these in many different ways. It's not just, there's many different ways to use this stuff. But
We'll cover it later.
He's absolutely right. The daily deals I jumped on, I didn't really get into it tonight, but I do it because of the vacation packages again. And daily deals I'm going to hit on more as we get into this and explain why I like daily deals so much. So, but that is kind of the psychology behind the portal tour, why I keep it the way I do. Because when I'm done with it at that point, he's probably intrigued on how this all works, and he wants to see the business plan. Here's the difference. It's his idea, not mine. He was telling me this is the way it works. When he comes to see the business overview now, or if I show him right then, I didn't drag him to an HBP or a home business presentation or a hotel setting. And if I do invite him now, he's like, yeah, I want to see how that works. It changes everything because now he's coming with an open mind. He wants to see how it works. Every one of us in here that owns a business, someone dragged us, got us in front of the plan somehow. We looked at it and said, that is genius. Why wouldn't everyone do it?
Right.
The hardest thing for them to do is probably get you in front of it though, right? But until you saw it, well, no, different. I'm the same way.